Hey guys, welcome. This is Brad Krantz. Thanks for joining me for my Monday morning leadership, actually the final one for 2020. I've titled it 2020 Year-End Reflections. I thought it was good to spend some time over Christmas thinking about this year, and I'm not going to go way in depth, but just some of my personal reflections on this year as we look ahead to 2020. And I start off, I think, with expect the unexpected. You can use this term in the realm of financial planning, but the news story of the year, like it or not, was COVID-19, right? It was and is worldwide. 2020 was not what anyone expected or envisioned, but it literally changed and shaped our year like never before. Nothing in my 60 years have I ever seen anything like this. So to sum that up, my intro, really expect your plan not to go according to plan, was what we faced this year. And I think a meme that was really appropriate just to add some humor to this was 2020 every second, right? But wait, there's more, right? And that was kind of it. What next? We had, flooding, we had the forest fires, we had power outages, rioting, looting, we had all kinds of stuff going on. So here's 4 points that I want to just share with you. I'd love to get your comments or feedback on this. Maybe you have some different insight from a different perspective. I would love to hear that. But I thought one was change and pivot. COVID-19 caused us individually and in the business realm to have to change, right? Pivot became the new operative term. We couldn't do life or business as it had been. Zoom, which I'm on right now, recording this on Zoom, became not only an overnight success, it became part of our lexicon and everyday way of life. Entrepreneur Magazine from December this month, Eric Yuan, the founder and CEO of Zoom, took Zoom public in 2019, which made him a billionaire. But still, before the pandemic, Zoom peaked out at just about 10 million daily participants as of December of last year, 19. By April, that number had spiked to more than 300 million. The UK cabinet and 90,000 schools in 20 countries were among the new users of the app. So I'd say Zoom was a big winner out of this. So those who did change and pivot should reap the benefits of 2021. So a question on this is, how have you had to change or pivot in 2021? And number 2 was adapt. We had to adapt to a new world, a new way of doing things. Again, Zoom meetings became the norm for students and businesses alike. We were already on it, but for a lot of people, Zoom was brand new, and they had to learn it. Okay. Social distancing measures and government mandated stay in place orders led to entire companies moving their workforce from working to working from home, which led to a skyrocketing demand for video conferencing software, again, like Zoom, right? In addition to being used for meetings, workers in health and fitness sectors also use the software to stream live and do yoga classes. My youngest daughter, who teaches jazzercise, they're teaching it from home. She's streaming it live. So that was a change that's working out pretty good, but she had to adapt. We've all had to adapt. Teachers have also tuned into the platform for remote learning lessons. Okay. And it looks like work from home for many is here to stay. So we talk about adapting. Global Workplace Analytics, GWA, estimates that 56% of US workforce holds a job that is compatible, at least partially, with remote work. That's over half the population, guys. And they believe that based on historical trends, those who were working remotely before the pandemic will increase their frequency after they are allowed to return to their offices. And the best estimates is that we'll see somewhere like 25 to 30% of the workforce working from home on a multiple days per week basis by the end of 2021. Okay, and so according to a recent Wall Street Journal article, business article, COVID-19 propelled businesses into the future, ready or not. And the subheadline under that was, spurred by pandemic, business changes that normally might have taken years unfolded in months. Now, shifts that begin as temporary fixes are likely to become permanent. So the need to adapt will continue in the workplace. So question for this is, how are you adapting to the new normal? Thirdly, I thought about this and I added this one, the need for long-term thinking. Okay, history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. It's quoted famously, attributed to Mark Twain. Today, I feel like we've seemed to have lost even some of the rhyme, right? Instead, we're buffeted constantly by the unanticipated and the unexpected. And sure, as leaders, we've all seen exponential change many times over the years. But what's happening now is different. COVID-19 has turned the world upside down in ways that we haven't seen before. Consider the impact in just a few months on how we interact with one another, how we communicate, work, travel, and even play and recreate. So many areas, right? And there isn't a person or business that's left untouched one way or another, literally globally around the globe. And there's no roadmap or rule book on what to do. Okay, so however, to me, this really demonstrates the need to focus long term, not just short term. As I noted in number one above, expect the unexpected, we came to unexpectedly embrace the unexpected, right? It's like, what's new? Again, that meme. We can't just look at 2020, guys, it's basically over, right? We need to look at 2021 and beyond. How will we proceed despite changes that may be permanent? So my question here for you is, how are you thinking long term? And fourth, persevere. This is a big one. This is, persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. And our business certainly expected that this year. We're far better off than we were a year ago, but we didn't anticipate we'd have to persevere or pivot in the ways we did. COVID-19 affected us too. But, people's ability to keep up their spirits is being put to test during the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, isn't it? We're seeing it in a lot of ways, kind of cabin fever, that type of stuff. But, health concerns, job concerns, and disruptions to day-to-day routines have combined to create a challenging situation for us as Americans. Again, I don't want to leave out the rest of the world. It certainly caused a lot of other more severe changes around the world, and we need to note that. But anyone that's looking or wondering whether they can persevere through these difficult times, it's important to keep something in mind, right? Others are likely counting on us as leaders, and that's why I'm taking time to do this video. People need strong leadership like never before. Okay, so here's some tips for developing perseverance. And again, this goes to my point I made here: have a strong vision for the future, right? Be thinking long term. Try to envision what success will mean to you once this crisis is over. And then understand how others survive tough times, right? We're not the first ones that have faced these. History's filled with stories of individuals or entire populations who struggled through the most difficult times. And then be okay with being uncomfortable, right? People who consistently challenge themselves are more likely to persevere when they fail or when they encounter difficult times, because they don't feel that failure is a permanent condition. It is certainly a learning situation. If you embrace that, you will understand, again, the journey to success is paved by failure, but you've got to learn from it and move on. So question here would be, how would you persevere in 2021? Okay, guys, thanks so much for tuning into my Monday Morning Leadership. I hope this was helpful. I hope it adds some value to you. I hope it got you to think and just maybe kind of frame this coming year in a better perspective. We're moving on from 2020. We've got these changes in place, but look at all those points and ask yourself, how have I adapted? How have I started thinking long term? How have I persevered, etc.? And then lastly, guys, I'm going to ask you to please feel free to hit the subscribe button if you got value out of this and you'd like to tune into the videos I do Monday Morning Leadership every week. So please hit the subscribe button. And guys, my wish is to have a happy new year and looking forward to 2021. Have an awesome Monday. Bye-bye.